Hello and welcome to Library-ish, the podcast where we talk about books, libraries, and all the wonderfully bookish things in between. I'm Tracy.
And I'm January. And today, Tracy, I think it's time we confess something.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
We work in a library.
That part, I am willing to admit.
And, people sometimes assume that means we've read everything here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
No. Not even the classics?
Especially not all the classics. Are you kidding?
But you work in a library, Tracy.
Yes. No.
Because we all know those books, the ones everybody seems to have read, Moby-Dick, War and Peace, Pride and Prejudice, 1984, The Great Gatsby.
The books that come up in conversation and make you think, wait, was I supposed to have read that?
And sometimes you know the characters, you know the plot, you've seen 3 movie versions, you've heard people talk about it your entire life.
And you've never actually opened the book.
Dun dun. Or, you did open it.
Well, that's different.
I mean, even if you opened it and you read 37 pages in, say, 1998.
Then that counts as an attempt.
I feel it does. Today, we're talking about the books everyone pretends they've read, the classics we never started, the ones we never finished, and the books we know almost entirely through movies, television, school, and pop culture.
We'll also find out why some books became books we're supposedly required to read in the first place, and whether some of those intimidating classics might actually deserve another chance.
And we're going to make a few confessions of our own.
Yeah. So if there's a copy of War and Peace sitting untouched on your bookshelf right now,
we are so not judging you.
Yep, no. This is a library. You're allowed to return it unfinished.
Indeed. Although somebody else does have a hold on it.
Yeah, so please, I actually do return it.
Yeah, please do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Immediately.
All right, let's go. Books everyone pretends they've read.
Oh, there's so many.
This is an interesting topic. I think that very often people do book reviews, they talk about books, but people don't really talk about the other side of reading. And one of the realities of the other side of reading is quitting or never having picked up the book in the first place. I think this is something beyond the literacy gap that we've talked about for sure on this channel. But there's also this situation where you're in a conversation, you hear people talking about something, or there's something very popular going on. A new movie's come out or something like that. And you're like, you just don't want to feel left out.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is
so
like
you pretend that you're in with it. You
yes.
fake it till you make it.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen with reading, but yes.
What are we talking about? Atlas Shrugged? Oh, yes. I read that multiple times a year. It is my comfort read.
Yes, exactly. Like, oh no, it's not.
I've never.
No one's comforted by
Atlas Shrugged.
Yes, no.
No shade whatsoever. If it's your comfort read and you love reading it, I am fully supportive of that. It's one of those books that I pretend I've read, but I haven't.
There we are. There's that list right there. All right. So what we're going to talk about on the pod today is like what drives people to act like they've read a particular book. What are those particular books that everyone is supposed to read? And, what are some of our own titles that we've either attempted, failed, succeeded, whatever.
It's so funny because we work in a library.
Yes.
Shocking.
Yes, we do.
Right?
Did you know we work in a library?
Yes. The best place ever, FYI.
Well,
anyway.
yeah, seriously.
I had a gentleman in a while back and he came up and he's like, he wanted to talk to me about a specific book. And it was a classic. I think it was 1984.
We're getting to the confessions early, I see.
So it was 1984. And I said, no, I'm sorry, to be perfectly honest with you, sir, I haven't read that one yet.
Mhm.
And he looked at me, he's like, but you're a librarian. And I said, yes. He's like, don't you read these books? And I'm like, some of them. You haven't read all of your books? And I said, no, that's a lot of books. I'm, how old do I look? No,
Even if.
I don't have the ability to pause time. I do age. I have children. No.
I do think there are two things that perhaps are the reason the world spins. One of them is people going up to retailers with items that don't have price tags and saying, "Is this item free?" And the other one is, "You work in a library. Did you read all these books?" I think those are two things that if someone didn't say them at least once a day, the poles would shift.
I said it
The
once.
the globe would stop spinning.
I remember when I was in my early 20s, I went to a store and the scan bar didn't scan. And I'm like, hi, it's free. And my boyfriend who was with me was absolutely mortified and said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that. We need to leave right now. And I'm like, why?
Oh, I've said it after working years in retail and knowing better. It is so ground in. It is so like we are so conditioned. I have said that and then it was leaving my mouth. I'd be like, no,
It's gone. Now we just have to do damage control.
Yeah, exactly. Now I just have to act like I'm just a customer because if I mention I've worked in retail, although there have been times where I've been like, I am so sorry that just came out.
I often do that.
Yeah, that just
it sounded better in my head, and then it came out, and now it's out, and we're all kind of watching it flop
yeah.
around.
And now we all have to deal with the
Yes.
consequences.
Now we all have to steep in my failure. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Exactly. No, and since we're talking about we'll do the confessions early. Let's start with our
Okay.
confessions
Sorry.
because we should be speaking from a place of authority on the
Sure,
subject. So
complete
here's
authority.
mine, the one that I'm like haven't read, should have read and I'll say mine's the Bible. I have had a Bible by my bedside for the better part of 10 years. I'm about 100 pages in. Look, and it's a study Bible, so it's about that thick because it's all the books, all 60, whatever. I it's hard and it's long and it much like Shakespeare, the language is very
Sorry. We'll get there.
involuntary reaction.
Right.
Yes, we'll get there. It's not an easy read.
It's
I
not.
think very often people feel like they know a piece of literature, but actually may not know it as well as they think they have because they haven't actually read it. I think the Bible is actually a great example of that. And it's not the only
example of
yeah,
that.
and it's not the only religious tome. I
Mm-mm.
think the Torah and the Quran and the Bhagavad Gita, I think all of those books, a lot of religious texts, people feel like they have an intimate knowledge of those texts that have not necessarily put in the seat time to actually read them and understand them. So I don't think it like is denominational or anything.
Well-
And religious texts are not the only kinds of books that work under that framework of people feeling they know it but haven't actually done the seat time and read it.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through all of these.
All of
I
them.
think.
And you know what, Tracy? I would love to judge you. I would love to sit here and up my nose and be like, oh, I haven't.
Yeah.
I've read maybe the first page where it's let there be light, light
Yeah.
was good. And I'm like, okay, the end. So I can't judge you on that, Tracy.
Yeah.
When you said there's like 60 books, I'm like, there's more than one book in the Bible.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't judge you at all because
Yeah.
I too have not read that one.
Yeah. No, I got to the begats and I was like, speed bump. Speed bump. Begat. It's like speed bumps. So I just need to get through the speed bumps. And then it'll be fine. So let's talk about why people actually lie. Because they do.
Yeah.
We all have done it at one point or another. Of course,
yes,
we all have.
yes.
Why do people lie about reading books? And there are actually several reasons why people do this. One is a fear of looking uncultured. Books carry a certain social status, and this is basically what is referred to as impression management. You want people to perceive you in a particular way. You're in a certain circle for any number of reasons. Could be professional, could be just social, could be anything. And you want to manage other people's perception of you. So you say you've read particular books to try to paint a portrait of who you want to be.
Oh, Socrates, Plato, Boethius. These are the famous texts of intellectual human beings.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
A great example that I grew up with, which actually was not what it was proposed to be for actually quite a long time. Marilyn Monroe used to walk around with a copy of the Brothers Karamazov. And this was during a period of time where she was with the Actors Studio, and she was trying to get better roles in film. She was trying to break away from that constructed image that she was famous for in Hollywood, the blonde bombshell of her era. I was raised with the idea of she was trying to appear smart, that she was trying to project an intellectual quality that she hadn't had before to help her break out of this image. The fact was that actually Billy Wilder was producing the Brothers Karamazov, and she wanted to play the lead role, Grushenka. And so this is why she was trying to familiarize herself with the material and also associate herself with the material,
Yeah.
socially, culturally, so that she could get the lead role. It was actually someone else was cast in that role, but that's an example of image management
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're trying to project a certain thing, so you act like you've read a book. But she probably actually had read that book. So
Well, and people lie about this stuff because other people are mean. When other people bring up books that they've read and they're like, "Oh, darling, don't you agree?" Why, yes, I completely do. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I'm going to smile and nod anyway because the alternative is embarrassing.
well, and that's social pressure
Mhm.
or aesthetic trends
Mhm.
where people are romanticizing particular titles. They're happening in particular social circles,
Mhm.
and you don't want to appear left out. You don't want to appear like you're not with it,
Mhm.
whatever that means. And so you say that you've read the thing, and hopefully you've heard enough superficially to be
Mhm.
able to ride the coattails of a conversation to be able to get through
Mhm.
and get from one end to the other of the social
Yes.
interaction.
Mhm.
Another reason is the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is the Bible
Mhm.
thing that I mentioned earlier, where, oh, I know this. I've heard enough
Yeah.
about it. I grew up with this book.
I
And
hate that logic so
that's
much.
particularly a lot of classics.
Mhm.
Science, I think a lot of nonfiction
Mhm.
suffers from that, where people will not necessarily read research. They think they understand
Oh,
the
that's
way a
so
thing works.
dangerous,
And
Tracy.
and if you don't know, the Dunning-Kruger effect is essentially when you overestimate your understanding of a particular topic.
Mhm.
And it's often said you don't know what you don't know until you know it.
Yeah,
And
that's accurate.
yeah, and
Uh-huh.
that's why the Dunning-Kruger effect, some of the ways it manifests, people think they're smart.
Mhm.
They think they have knowledge of a particular topic. And even well versed in a topic.
Mhm.
And the more well versed a person thinks they are in a topic, statistically, the further away from well versed they could possibly be they are.
Well,
They don't.
yeah.
They literally don't know the topic at all.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's really dangerous. That's really dangerous for society, that's really
mhm.
dangerous for safety, there's nothing more dangerous than power mixed with ignorance,
Oh yeah.
And so when people assume that they know even though they don't know, it gets really dangerous, and I
Mhm.
don't like it. It's
Well, I mean, legislation can be
Mhm.
impacted, social interactions can be
Mhm.
impacted, professional interactions can be impacted,
Mhm.
professional performance can be
Mhm.
impacted. If somebody thinks they know more about a particular profession and how to do something and they don't, and they avoid what they're supposed to be doing, you might
Yeah.
find that.
Yeah, that's fair.
That it is
Mhm.
everywhere.
Mhm.
Another thing is the illusion of identity, and that's I'm the kind of person who reads this. It goes back again to image management.
Mhm.
You want people, you want to project an image. You want people to perceive you as the kind of person that reads a brief history of time
Mhm.
without having read
Well,
it.
Hawking's, right?
Yes, Stephen
Yeah, there we
Hawking.
go. I got the author, right?
Hey, look at you.
Didn't read the book, but I know the author.
Well, see, that's the having worked in a library part.
Yeah.
We may know, like, the titles, and
Mhm.
we may know the thing. The inside, not so much. The outside, the cover,
We know
yes.
we know the top of the Oreo cookie and we know the bottom. We do not know the creamy
Yes.
frosting.
Yes. And I think for many people, this, induces guilt.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because people feel like they should be well read. They should have read these things. They should know about these things. And the fact is that more people, I almost went into Cockney rhyming slang. More people are telling porkies,
Uh-huh.
porky pie lie.
Mhm.
More people are lying about the things they've read and what they know than
Mhm.
are not.
That's a really dangerous thing.
Well, but it's also very common. You look at
Yeah.
a social group
Mhm.
and everybody's yes anding about a topic.
Mhm.
Who's the one that knows enough to know who's wrong? If
Yeah.
everyone is yes anding each other and
Mhm.
everyone is playing the part, no one really has read the book, you're not going to catch the fact that that person is talking about something that never actually happened. And
This would be a fun experiment to do.
you know what I
One
mean?
of those college experiments where you get a whole
Yes.
group together and see how far you can keep it going when no
Yes.
one's read the book.
Yes.
Let's
So if you like, everybody's trying to look successful. So
Uh-huh.
everybody wants to say they've read a
Mhm.
book I brought up early in the incidental conversation, 48 Rules of Power. Oh,
Mhm.
yes, we've all read that. How many people out of a group of 10 are like, I haven't read that book, but I saw a TikTok or I
It
heard
told me
about it.
all I needed to
Our
know.
friend read it. No, but it looks like everybody here has read it. I better say I
Well,
have because
yeah,
that's what the group
this is
expects.
true. And then you've got that eager person that's like, oh, this is the best book I've ever read. And it's this, and then this, right? You read it, right? It's so
Yeah.
good, right?
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
of my friends did that to
Oh
me with
no.
50 Shades of Grey. Came
Mm.
up to me and said, "This is the best book. It's so good. You need to read it. It's just you're going to be so addicted. You have to read it." And I'm like, "Okay, I got 3 pages in and I was like, "Oh, this isn't going to be good." I didn't enjoy it. If you enjoyed 50 Shades of Grey, yay. I love that for
Mhm.
you. It was not for me.
Well, and we're going to get to that too about the
Mhm.
fact that there are books after we, deal with the fact that there are all these books that should be read, and we're going to talk about the different categories of should be's.
Mhm.
Uh, there are also the books that we've tried, and you just
I
cannot.
tried. I did. I got
You
3/4
just
through that.
cannot.
Mm-mm.
In terms of the books that one is supposed to have read. Oh, and
Mhm.
I should say, when overcoming guilt about like being in the social situation and you're like all the successful people are reading, I need to
Mhm.
look successful, there's a way to overcome this reading guilt. Just don't pressure yourself because quality is better than quantity. You
Yeah.
want to read good books and you want to know the books that you read. You don't need to like dip your toe into everything or say you've read everything or read everything. That's just not important.
Yeah,
um
and we're not all the same person. You
right.
know what one person reads and says this is a pivotal book for society. This is a book everybody needs to read. Another person could read and be like, "Why am I reading this garbage?"
Right.
Everybody's different.
Absolutely.
We all have different brains.
And if it is about like keeping up, whether like it's a professional sense or something
Mhm.
like that, and you feel like you're falling behind with
Mhm.
the items that you should be reading, there are different things that you can do. We've talked about them somewhat before.
Mhm.
Set yourself small, achievable goals so that you're just maybe reading. There is some things like 75 hard says read
Mhm.
10 pages of a nonfiction book every night. You can even cut that down to one or two. You don't
Mhm.
have to do 10, whatever is doable for you. And don't leave out audiobooks because those are very, very accessible. You could use them while you're doing other things, and it can help you feel less like you're being left behind if you feel like maybe in a professional sense or whatever, you need to be doing this reading.
A lot of classics I can't get into because of the language.
Yeah.
And one of them, I was supposed to have read it in high school. I didn't connect with it in high school. And then later on, people are like, "Oh, it's the best book. You need to read it." And I'm like, "Oh." To Kill a Mockingbird. The
Yes.
language was hard for me
Yes.
in high school. And then as I was an adult, I checked it out from the library and I tried again, and I still could not get past the language. I checked it off of Libby, and Sissy Spacek actually narrates it. And
That
it
sounds
makes
like such a good time.
it
She's so
is.
amazing.
It changed everything for me
Yeah.
because I didn't have to decode the language. She pronounced everything beautifully, and I really could get into it with her reading it out loud. I couldn't read it. I couldn't focus on it. I couldn't get past it as a kid, as an adult. I'm just kind of smiling and nodding with everybody else. Yeah, Scout. Yeah, Boo
Yeah. Oh,
Radley.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Dramatization
mhm.
really helps. And having someone like Sissy Spacek,
Yes.
who's such an incredible actress, reading the
Mhm.
book like that, that would benefit so much from a dramatized
Mhm.
reading. Like, that's ideal. That's right in the pocket.
Yeah, and then I was able to finish the book and be like, "Oh, now I see what everyone's talking about." I don't think it's as big as a deal as everybody said it was, but it
Mhm.
was a nice read. But I
Exactly.
had to get the audiobook. I
Mhm.
could not do it with the regular book.
It helps.
Mhm.
Audiobooks, podcasts, and another thing, don't discount summaries.
Mhm.
Read a summary of a title. They're available in all different genres, and you can, and don't think Cliff Notes. Like, yes, they're available, and yes, that's accessible, and yes, that would be an option. But there are many more these days that you can use to be able to get a better sense of what a particular
Gosh,
book
Tracy, Cliff
content
Notes.
is.
Cliff Notes. It's all about Spark Notes
I
now.
mean, yeah, fair. I know, showing my age.
Cliff
My
Notes.
Yeah,
I get
Cliff
nightmares
Notes.
over those little yellow and
Bruh.
black booklets. Oh. Mhm.
So classics are actually one of the categories of books that we're supposed to read.
Mhm.
Things like Ulysses by James Joyce, Proust, anything by Proust,
Mhm.
um, things like Nathaniel Hawthorne,
Yeah.
and that's the other kind of book, like the School Assignment Hall of Fame that we've also talked about. Great Gatsby, Of Mice and Men, Scarlet Letter, all of those titles.
I don't even remember
And
that one.
of course, Shakespeare, which, yeah, I'm
I'm
not a
sorry.
fan
I'm
either.
not a fan. I had to read, not by voluntary choice, mind you. This is
Mhm.
in school. I had to read Romeo and Juliet, Julius Caesar, Hamlet, Macbeth, and Othello. I had to read those back
Mhm.
in five. That's five,
Yeah,
Tracy.
yeah,
From a crusty old white man, I had to read five plays with decode English you have to decode.
yeah,
I mean, people are sitting there writing this, well, I think it means this. Well, I think it means this.
yeah.
And I'm just like, why
Why
are
didn't
we
he
reading
just say
this?
what he meant?
There's so many delicious authors out
Yeah.
there nowadays that have all these wonderfully delicious, devourable books are food. I will die
Yeah.
on this hill.
Every episode.
Every episode, I will
We're
die
gonna
on this
keep
hill. Books are food. Why
Yeah,
are we still trying to force ourselves to digest this
yeah.
crusty old man and his English that doesn't make any? I hate Shakespeare. I'm sorry. I do. I read all of them. I wrote papers. I got my A's, and then I immediately deleted the information.
Yeah.
It's just gone. If you
Yeah.
handed me a Shakespeare play right now, I would throw it back at you.
Other items that fall in this category: high status nonfiction and philosophy. The philosophers like Nietzsche, Marcus Aurelius Meditations, the Stoicism, um, Hawking's Brief History of Time, which we mentioned
Mhm.
earlier, um, Marxist theory, all of those items are particularly um, thought of as, talk about image management, where you want to project a particular image.
Mhm.
These are the things that you should have read. But there are also the fiction books, which is, War and Peace, Ulysses, The Jungle,
Tolkien.
Tolkien,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Do
Although for me, the Tolkien falls in that, oh, I read a few pages and now I must put the book away because I cannot read anymore. Tolkien, Dune, as like a heavy science fiction reader as a young person. Those were the
Mhm.
books that I was like,
Do you remember way
this is
back in the
I will
day
try again later.
when the Lord of the Rings movies came out?
Mhm.
Way back, I think it was like
Oh
early
yeah,
early 2000s
yeah.
maybe? Yeah.
The naughties.
Yes. When
Yes.
those came out and they were so very popular and I went to see them and I had fun watching them.
Mhm.
And then I would quote the movie,
Yeah.
just talking about it. Oh my gosh, those books were amazing. Tell me, which was your favorite one? The third one.
Yeah.
Whatever the third
The
one
sixth
was,
one.
that is the
Yeah.
one that I am currently quoting. Yes, I've
I
read
have.
all of them. It happened with another one too. What was it? Chronicles of Narnia. Yeah, I haven't actually
Yeah.
read Chronicles of Narnia. And
I think I read the first book of
oh, I
that
did. I read the very
one,
first one, but I didn't continue the
and
series.
then I was like, "Oh,
Hmm.
there are more."
I read the first one for a class, a
Oh,
children's development
I
class.
have
I
something
read
over here that I must do instead.
right? The Magician's Nephew I read, and then I just didn't read the rest. I didn't even get to the popular ones. I just didn't read the rest. And I remember making a joke because I was in the laundry. When you're poor and you have no washing machine, you go to something called a laundromat. And so I'm in there and I'm looking for my clothes and I'm missing a piece of clothing. I'm like, it better have not gone to Narnia. And the person I'm with is like, oh, I loved that series. What was your favorite part? And I'm like, oh, shoot, I was just making a joke that I can't find my pants, Patricia. I wasn't actually saying that I wanted to talk about this book series here in the sacred space of the laundry mat.
Exactly. This intellectual mausoleum.
Ga-dung, ga-dung, ga-dung.
Yeah. I love it. Oh my Lord. No, no, no.
I've gotten myself into so many problems like that when I quote the movie that I've seen, the Lord of the Rings movies, the Narnian movies, all these movies that are based on books that I'm assuming are amazing.
And it's so easy for movies to become vocal stems.
Yes. And so I'll
all know
repeat
this.
a scene, I'll repeat a line, and I do. Tracy knows, she works with me. Poor thing. I'm so sorry.
Oh, we all do it.
My
You need to hear the workroom in here. Maybe you don't need to hear the workroom
it's
in
a
here.
chorus. It's great.
Yeah.
We'll say random things and we'll build off of each other before you know it.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I will say something because me, my brain, and then I'll get someone that's actually read the movie that I've seen, read the book, and they're like, oh, book friend.
Yeah.
Book friend. We will be book friends. And I'm just like, shoot, I don't want to be your book friend, man.
Shoot, I can't be your book
can't.
friend.
I don't have the capacity.
I don't. I have not the knowledge. I have not the experience.
You get that puppy dog eyes.
Oh, I know, when they're like so excited.
Please be my book friend. And you just don't want to break their little heart with.
I know, it's so sad.
I am a troglodyte and I haven't read your literature.
Sorry. No, it's true. And that also sort of dovetails into the other category, which is the pop culture references. If it's a trendy book, if it's an award-winning book, you also brought up the 50 Shades of Grey book.
That was a struggle.
Yeah, things that become, and those cycle through for a while. Tom Wolfe books, because they were Bonfire of the Vanities. You have to be old to remember any of these things. But like those books were the books you had to read because they were the books. Then it was the Tolkien books. And then, it's just these books cycle through and they become such pop culture icons. They become so part of the cultural conversation that you feel like you gotta do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're like, but do I? American Psycho was a book like that. Twice, because when it came out, it was like everyone wanted to read it. And Bret Easton Ellis was an author that had books, Bright Lights, Big City, and so forth, that people were like, have to read this, have to read this. And it happens with nonfiction too. Malcolm Gladwell, have to read Blink. Tipping Point was a book too that was like, oh my God, have to read it. And then you don't read it, and you're like, well, I gotta, I read.
Look over here.
I read the thing. I know about it.
What is that? What is that cute thing? Da 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 da
da da da da da da da da da. Exactly.
You fake it till you make it because you don't want to be the odd guy out.
That's right. And the other category is the I basically know it books. And those also can be classics, like the movie, you've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
Frankenstein, Dracula, Wizard of Oz is another one, Peter Pan, all the Sherlock Holmes books.
That's a dangerous one.
The Agatha Christie books.
Yeah. Sherlock Holmes, everybody pretends that they've read Sherlock Holmes. And the one way you can tell.
As good as.
It is.
Yeah.
But the one way you can tell if you've got a watcher and not a reader is if they say that one line, elementary, my dear Watson, was never in the books. Hint, hint. Was never in the books, was always in the televised versions of it.
Yeah.
So if you hear someone, oh, I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan, and they say the line, then I know you. I see you. That's what gets in the trouble when you well, I basically know it because
Yeah.
it's everywhere. You might not.
Mhm.
You might not know it, and
Yeah.
then you're gonna embarrass yourself around someone who does know it, and they're
Yeah.
gonna be like, "You troglodyte, that wasn't in
Yeah,
the books at
exactly.
all. I shunned thee."
Exactly, exactly. That's like, Frankenstein, the whole, "It's alive!" That's
Mhm.
the movie all day.
100%.
You
Yeah.
know, that has nothing to do
Mhm.
with the book at all.
No.
So yeah, so what are the next category we're going to talk about are those books, and we've touched on that. The books people start and then they maybe start them again, and then they stop it. And then they start it again,
Uh-huh.
and like I said, for me, Dune, man, all day, every day. And I had all my friends were, and like, this isn't when the Dune movies came out. This is more like when the David Lynch Dune movie came out.
Uh-huh.
But actually, even before that,
Uh-huh.
because we were done, my friend group was done with Dune by the time the David Lynch movie came out.
Mhm.
Um, but Dune, it was all about Dune. It was,
Mm. Yeah, I've got that with don't tell the coworker because Throne of Glass by Sarah J.
Oh,
Maas.
yeah.
I have not finished that series.
Oh.
I know. I
I
know.
mean, that's your romanticy
It
is
is. Oh, I
your
loved her other
heart
ones. Yep,
space.
I loved her other ones. I got through book 6, 5, something like that. And I couldn't continue. I could not continue. If you're wondering, it was Tower of Dawn. If you're a fan, I couldn't do that one. I hate Cole.
Isn't that
But
common to hate Cole though?
well, he's
I have
horrible.
heard.
He's horrible. But I couldn't sit. And she's like, "You have to just push back," and I'm like, "No, I'm not going to push through. My time is more valuable.
Yeah.
And if Miss Moss really wanted me to read her thing, she wouldn't give me a book that I had to push through. I had a really great start. First few books was really strong, and I'm like, yes, Aolin, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then I finished that last one, and I'm like, oh, we're going there now?
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. No, I'm good. And then I
Yeah.
stopped.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, that's one of the things to keep in mind is look,
mhm.
give a book 50 pages or whatever works for you.
I do 100.
Yeah, 100
Yeah.
pages is good. Whatever you
Mhm.
can do, if you can get through that many.
Mhm.
If you can't get through that many, then cut it off. Like, I think it's really important to let yourself know that if you can't make it through, give yourself a limit. If you can't make it to a certain point and past a certain point, because I hear so many people go, "Oh, I read most of the book and it was awful, but then in the last chapter it all came together."
I
And
hate that.
I'm like, you know what? I don't
I'm in my 40s.
life
I don't have time for that.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time, and
Fair.
that does not sound like a good time to
Fair.
me.
I'm too old for poor writing. I'm too old for bad books.
Well,
I'm
and
too old.
a book that
I
is
know.
this big and that it isn't interesting, I
Right.
can't.
No, I can't. I don't have the time on this earth to dedicate myself. I mean, and there's so many, look around, there's so many books that I
Mhm.
could be reading. Why am I wasting my time with one that I don't enjoy? And then if you dedicate yourself to it and you end up finishing it and it's lackluster, you're just going to be upset that you wasted your time.
In light of this conversation, we would like to present you with Library Ish's reading anti-bucket list.
Yes.
Certainly, you've heard of the reading bucket list, the 100 books everyone must read before they
Mhm.
die kind of thing.
Yes.
Well, ours is a little different. This is about how you can let go.
Mhm.
Still try what you want, but be able to help yourself let go of feeling like you need to read stuff you don't necessarily need.
Yeah, no. So, this is our challenge to you, the listeners. Please leave a comment, let us know how you're doing with this. Come in and say,
Yes.
hey, let us know. So there's 5 items on this anti-bucket list. Number 1, I feel like David Letterman with his, what is it, list of 10 things.
Oh, yes, exactly. Yes.
Number 1, read one classic you've always been curious about.
Yes.
Like me, it was Count of Monte Cristo, and I really,
Mhm.
truly loved it. And then there
Mhm.
was Great Gatsby, which I really didn't enjoy at all,
Mhm.
So
But maybe it's the Odyssey for you because
maybe.
it's out. Maybe it's 1984. Maybe
Mhm.
it's the Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, maybe it's any of those or
Mhm.
even all the other ones. Maybe you would enjoy the Scarlet Letter, I
You
mean,
never know.
these are completely possible things,
Mhm.
but that's number 1. Read one classic you've always been curious about.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Quit one book you're reading solely because you feel obligated to finish it.
Mhm.
Just let it go.
Yeah,
You don't need to finish it. If you're not plugging into that book, if you're not lit up when you're reading it, just let it go.
I'm here for a fun time, not for a long time. Yeah.
Bingo. Number 3.
Number 3, try the original book behind a movie you love. We talked about this with Wuthering Heights. We talked about this with the Odyssey. If you
Mhm.
loved the movie, try the book. Number 4,
Read one book you'd normally be embarrassed to admit you'd enjoy.
embrace the Harlequins. Come on
There
now.
you go. There you go. Crack
Just
out that Barbara
yep.
Cartland. And so number 5.
Number 5 with the, coming in last but not least, admit one famous book you've never read. I've already given you what, 5?
I mean, there's a million of them. And
Mhm.
put it down in the comments. Comment on
Yes!
Facebook, whatever.
Interact.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And that's a good one too. I mean, everybody's got loads of famous books that they
Yeah.
haven't read and loads of famous books that maybe you really want to read but you haven't gotten to yet.
Mhm.
Let us know what those are. We're
Yes,
interested.
please. And you know what? You can always do, as I said before, come into the library. Check out some
Yes.
books.
I mean, we have them here.
It'll be a great time.
Yeah.
Yay.
So, after all of this, I think we've established something very important.
That neither one of us has read every book we're apparently supposed to have read.
Well, yes. But also that maybe we can stop feeling guilty about it.
Because honestly, reading isn't a competition, and there isn't a secret list of books you have to finish before you're officially allowed to call yourself a reader.
You don't have to have read War and Peace. You don't have to love Shakespeare. You can give Moby-Dick 50 pages and decide that you and Captain Ahab need to go your separate ways.
And if you've been meaning to read one of those famous books for 20 years because you're genuinely curious about
Give it a try.
it,
That's what the library is for.
right?
And if you don't like it,
Bring it back. Please bring it back. Please bring it back.
believe us, we have more.
Oh, so many more. A lot more. Tons more. In 6 different branch locations.
Exactly. So we're leaving you with one question this month, and we want you to answer this one honestly.
What is the most famous book you've never read?
No judgment, no literary guilt. We want to hear your confessions in the comments.
And bonus points if it's a book you've been pretending you've read for years.
January.
Yeah. We're providing a safe space, Tracy.
Apparently we are. As always, thank you so much for joining us for Library-ish. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a like, subscribe, and share it with another reader, a non-reader, anyone who might enjoy it.
And remember, read what you love.
And quit what you don't.
And you absolutely do not have to finish a book just because somebody told you it's a classic.
We'll see you next time on Library-ish. Bye.
Bye.